Okay, so I'm going to start teaching you words before we get into the textbook, so you know
Mm-hmm.
what the characters look like and how they
Yeah,
sound and the meaning. Yeah. So
that's good.
number one, uh, you can sort of ignore because you can see four columns. Ignore
Mm.
the third column because that tells you whether it's a noun or a verb or uh,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, or pronoun. But look at the first column, second, and the fourth. Number one, okay, hear me pronounce the word 您
Nin,
您
nin.
yes. Um, and can you see basically what I want you to focus on
Mm.
is in the second column, NIN,
Mm.
and you can you see that little mark on top of the I?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you see that, that's a tone sign and that's a rising tone. So it goes up. That's why I pronounce that as mean. Can you say that with me? Mean.
Yeah. Nin.
Great. Very good. And let's look at what it means. It means you, but it's a polite and respectful
Hmm. Yeah.
uh format. It's like if you do you know any Spanish?
Yeah, I did Spanish, so it's like the formal
So
version.
it
Usted.
means usted.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is actually only the singular. It's singular, but r- um honorific. So it's the word that we would use with, for example, our professors,
Yeah.
our parents and grandparents, and our boss.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And on the first column, you can see, like some symbols to the right of the
Mm.
character. Ignore that part for now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just look at how this character is written. You don't need to learn to write the character if you don't want to, because these days we all type.
Right. With
And
Pinyin.
yeah, so the pinyin is the most important thing and the
Mhm.
meaning, and be familiar with what the characters look like, but you don't need to learn how to write unless you're interested. And then I'll have a website to send you to that will teach you how to write each like the order of the
Yeah.
stroke every character.
Right. That's
So
good.
okay, let's go to the second one. Um, listen to me say that. 好
好，
好
好，
好
好。
Yeah. So
Mm.
for this one, when we have an A and O, it always
Mm.
has this ow sound.
Mm.
Sort of, yeah. It's sort of like um, it's a diphthong, so you're sliding your R to the O. So how, ow, ow, and
How,
this, yeah, how.
how.
So the symbol you see above the A,
Yeah.
that's the third tone. In the third tone, can you see it doesn't go like a straight line?
Mm.
It
Yeah.
looks like a V, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which means the tone comes down first before it rises up again.
Right. Right.
So let's say practice it with um okay, so what was the vowel that we just practiced? A and O together?
Mhm.
What sound
Yeah.
does it make?
Ow.
Okay, let's try it with second tone. How does the second tone sound? It's a rising tone.
Ow.
Yin, yeah. So if we were to say the with a rising tone, how would that sound?
Ow.
Ow, yes, that's
Mm,
right. But in the third tone, how does it sound?
like ow,
Ow.
ow,
Yeah,
ow.
try to move your head with your neck when you're saying it.
Mm,
It'll help you. Yeah.
yeah.
How?
Ow,
Yes. And
ow.
what does that mean? You can see on the right.
Good.
Good, fine, well, nice.
Yeah.
Basically, it's just this umbrella word for everything that's positive.
Right. Yeah.
And um, pay attention to how the word, how the character is written. And when we have 您 and 好, it means hello, but it's a more polite way to say hello to
Mm,
one person.
yeah.
So um, now I will pronounce the word and then you repeat after me. 您
Mm-hmm.
好,
您好,
您好.
您好.
Great. Yes. So what does it mean?
Hello
To
to formal people.
formal and singular. So you only
Formal
say
people.
to one person. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll teach you how to say hello to a group of people. It's 你们好,
你们好,
你们,
你们
你们
好.
好. Yeah, because 你们 means use. It means you in plural form. So 您好 and 你们好. Okay, what's number three? Number three, let's first look at the meaning.
I.
I or me, because in Chinese we don't have different forms of subject and object in pronoun. So um and which tone is it? It's appeared again. Which tone is it?
Yeah. The third one.
Yeah, it's the third tone. And which means the tone goes which way? Up or down?
Um, is it down first, then up again?
Yes. And so you have it as now basically when you see this one, it's okay, I'll pronounce it as 我
Mm-hmm. 我,
我我.
我.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's very good. And number four is a bit difficult, but
Mm.
let's take it slowly. So when you see an X in the pinyin system, it makes a sound that sort of is between the S and the SH sound.
Right, right.
So um it's it sounds like a she sound. So for example, the name of the president of China is Xi Jinping. So
She.
yeah, and so the his surname starts also with an X. So it's pronounced as Xi.
She.
Oh, whereas over here,
Mm.
this one, it's let's see, okay, ing. Basically, it sounds the same as in English.
Okay.
The X has a different sound, and which I have demonstrated. And so when we have them together, it's 信,
Xing.
信,
Xing.
信.
Xing.
Yeah, as that sound is sort of you have to really to try to feel it. It's
Mm.
between the S and the SH sound. So 信.
Xing.
Yeah,
Xing.
great.
Mm. Xing.
And which tone is it? Can you take a guess?
The, the um the um the downward one.
Yeah, it's the falling tone, also known as the fourth tone.
Okay.
Okay,
我
so 姓，我姓. And how would you um how would you pronounce it if this were a second tone um
is it
sound?
like upwards? Sh-
Sorry?
Upwards, the upwards turn.
Yeah. So we have
So
falling tone is 姓. How would you pronounce it if it was a rising tone?
is it like Xing?
Great. What about a falling and rising tone?
Is it, Xing or
醒.
Xing?
Okay, so for 姓 here, it means to be surnamed when it
Mm,
acts as a verb, but it can also act as a noun, which means surname.
so
So, sorry?
it's both, is it?
Yeah, depends on the context, but
Mm,
the Chinese grammar is not really that complicated, and so which means it's very loose. It's sort of like Indonesian. Um, and so here, this one, it's um, let's look at next one.
mhm.
Um, can you see the the tone? Which tone is it?
P rising.
It's the rising tone, and so it's okay.
The
So
second.
if I were to pronounce it, I'll give you four options, and you tell
Mm,
me which one
okay.
is the right one. Wang, 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 Wang. Which one does it look like?
Was it the second one?
Yes, and can you pronounce it?
Wang.
Great, Wang. And just have a look at, just familiarize yourself with how it looks. This is a very common surname in China and in Taiwan. So um, it's as common in, Chinese speaking um, regions and countries like Johnson or um, give me another common one. Not as common as Smith, but
Mm,
something, yeah, as common as like as Johnson, yeah. So
okay.
and now we have actually learned a new phrase because what is 我
Hi.
and what is 姓?
Xing. Surname.
Yeah. And so to say um I am surnamed or my surname
Mm,
is 我姓王.
okay.
Say that with
我
me.
我姓王.
Great. And what's your surname?
Um, in Chinese.
No, 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 not in Chinese.
Oh, Smith. That one.
So how do you, if I were to
Oh,
ask you, what's your surname? How do you, now you know how to answer it in Chinese.
mm, yeah. 我姓 Smith.
Great, 我姓 Smith. And
嗯
我姓李
mhm.
because Li is my family name. Okay,
Yeah.
number six. What is that? Okay, so when you see a J in Chinese, in the Pinyin system, it has a slightly different sound from the J that you see in English.
Right.
It's more forward. So instead of a J, it's a J. J.
Gia.
Yeah.
Gia.
So and so this one is 叫
Jiao.
叫.
Jiao.
Yeah. Again, you're familiar with the falling tone, so that's great. That's good. And what does this mean?
To be called.
To be called or to be named.
Okay.
But because in Chinese, grammar is loose, especially when it comes to verbs. It could also mean call or calling or to call.
Okay, right.
or
Okay.
even shout or
Mm,
yell. Yeah. Um, because I want you to pay attention to how this character is written.
mm,
Can you see this character has two parts. It has a left part and a right part.
mm-hmm,
The left particle, that usually that the square that you see there,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
it usually means that this character has something to do with the mouth.
Okay.
So that's why this character has so many meanings, but all of the meanings have something to do with the mouth, whether it's to
Okay.
yell, to
Yeah.
call, to
Okay.
shout.
Yeah.
Yeah. So um, and the next one we'll learn them together. Number 7.
Mhm.
Um, can you notice that this okay, first of all, the meaning is what?
What? Yeah.
Yeah. And it's used, you know, as you would be able to guess, very widely. Um, and so and the in the pinyin, there's an anomaly, which is that the second E doesn't have a tone sign. Can you notice that?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So when it doesn't have a tone sign, it means it's just a light schwa.
Sorry, what?
A light schwa. So it's just like
Sure.
uh uh so it doesn't have you don't place stress on a sound that does not have a tone sign.
Okay.
Yeah. So for this one, can you take a guess how you would pronounce it? But I
Mm,
would first tell you that the E in
mm.
Pinyin has an sound.
说咩？
Okay, I'll say it for you.
嗯哼，
什么
什么？
什么
什么？
Yes, that's right. 什
嗯，
么
什么？
And that means what? Okay.
嗯哼，
Um, next, number 8, we have name. And this name can be the given name, but we usually use it to refer to the complete name.
OK，
And that
我
is, again, you can see the second I, it doesn't have a um a tone sign.
OK，
So this means it's you don't put a stress on that. Um,
嗯
and I also have to tell you that when you have the I on its own, or
嗯
when it is not followed by no, when it's no, what I'm trying to say is this. When it's preceded by a Z, an S, a C,
嗯
or a CH, an SH, or a ZH, it doesn't make an E sound as it usually would in other cases. When it
OK，
when a opinion ends with an I, but it's led by a Z, a C, an S, or CH, SH, ZH, then it has the sound of a flat tongue sound, which kind of sounds like this. Uh,
呃
So what you're really trying to do is to place your tongue flat against the bottom of your mouth and against your bottom front teeth, and you're resting your tongue there. without making an effort. So let's say it. Say it. Let's try it again.
Mm.
Uh,
Uh.
yeah. So what? And then that's just the vowel. And then if we have the vowel and the if we have the vowel and the consonant, which is z, so the z in Chinese it makes a z sound,
Mm.
which it's sort of like a ds. So
Mm.
yeah, so the z makes a z sound, and the I simply follows the z sound because the
Mm.
I here it doesn't have its own sound. So it's so for when we see the zi, we pronounce z,
Z.
or
Z.
in this case because it doesn't have a tone, so it's just
Mm.
z.
Z.
Yeah.
Z.
Now let's ignore this part. Let's look at the first four letters.
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like? What sound does it look like it could make?
So it's like the rising one. So it's like
Try
uh
it.
Ming,
Yeah. And 名字.
名字,
Yeah. 名字. Great.
名字
Yeah. So um now can we combine this with something else to make a phrase? Something we've already learned in the top 8 words.
with with number 8.
Yeah. 名字. Try to say the full word when you refer to it.
名字
Yeah. 名字. Can you make a phrase with this word with another, just nominate a word we've learned before?
Did you use 我 or
Yeah, you can say, how would you say that?
um is it like 我名字?
Great. And what does that mean?
Is it like my name is or
Yeah. You could also, instead of saying 我名字, you can
mm,
also say 我
Xiao?
我叫. Yes. And um uh how about when you're asking for someone's name?
Um
We've
名
already learned
叫
all the elements in that
嗯
question.
年叫 first one
Yeah, 您叫,
年叫
and then
年
您叫. So we're trying to ask the question, what's your name?
oh
What a
so
name?
7 赞美
您
名叫
叫您叫
名叫
What's the word that follows that?
oh is it number 7?
Yeah, say it.
赞美
什么
什么
and
赞美
then name.
名字
Yeah. 您叫什么名字？
你叫什么名字？
您叫
您叫
什么
什么
名字
什么名字？
？Great. And then the next one, number 9. We're getting through this. So
嗯
number 9 is 是
是
是.
是
As I
是
said, when is preceded by sh, um, there are two ways to look at it. Is that it has its own sound, which is not its usual sound, or the other way to look at it is simply that it follows the sh sound. It
Mm.
simply vocalizes the sh, the sh. So shi,
Mm. Shu.
yeah, shi.
Shu. Shu.
So and the meaning of it,
Is or
yeah. So it's all of them
yeah.
because in Chinese verbs don't conjugate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So earlier we learned 我叫,
Mm-hmm.
which means I'm called or my name is. But
Mm-hmm.
you can you also say 我是?
我是. Mm-hmm.
Can you also say 我是?
我是. Yeah.
What I mean is it also correct? Is it also a
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
um, I'm asking you a question now. Now you answer me in Chinese, but when it comes to your own name in English, use English. 您叫什么名字?
我叫 Mike. 我叫 Mike.
Great. Last one, number 10. And then this 30-minute lesson will be over
Mm.
and then next because this is just the first slide, and then next class we'll learn some simple phrases,
Yeah, good.
and then third class then we will go through the text. But okay, so number 10, very easy to write.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a very common word in Chinese. So let's say, so when you see the R in Chinese, it doesn't actually have the same R sound that it makes in English.
Mm.
Instead, it's more like the Z sound in usual,
Mm.
which means when you see this REN with the rising tone, the EN still sounds like in English, but the R sounds like the S in usual, which means, how would you pronounce it?
Yeah. Well,
How would you?
Um, so is it Ren or
人,
Zhen?
because it sounds more like the S in usual. So that
Yeah.
means it's, yeah, yeah.
Zhen.
人,
Zhen.
yeah, great. 人, now what does that mean? Here,
People.
it gives you people or person,
Mm-hmm.
but it could also mean human.
Yeah.
Can you see the similarities, the connection between
Mm,
human,
yeah.
person, people,
Mm-hmm.
and okay. One last uh one last question answer, and then we'll wrap up this lesson.
Mm-hmm.
So now you said we have learned I and to be, am is are,
Mm.
and people, person, or human. How do you say I'm human or I'm a person?
我是 Zhuyin.
我是人，
我是 Zhen.
我是人，
我是 Zhen.
我是人，
Zhen.
人。
嗯我是人.
Great, amazing. All right, so that wraps up our first trial lesson. And how do you feel?
Yeah, sweet. That was good. I feel like, yeah, it's
You've
you
made
know, getting
real
the
progress.
pronunciation, trying to get that trying to speaking right, which is good. Yeah.